Hey gamers, what's up? This is Chris, and this is Shenmue 3.
Hello. Do you know where I can play Shenmue 3?
On this stream.
I see. Interesting. Hi everybody, this is Heather. I'm here with Chris today.
Hey.
We are playing Shenmue 3, and boy gosh, I'm actually, I can't even talk today. I'm excited to play this. So full disclosure on this, before I was even working at Kotaku, I was a Kickstarter backer on this. I was a wee little random person working as a barista in the middle of New England. And I was like, wow, I love Shenmue. I would love to see a Shenmue 3, so I backed it. And my whole context with that is I love the Sega Dreamcast. It's the best console on the planet. And I used to play Shenmue, the first, pretty much every Christmas. And it was something that was kind of so ubiquitous in my household that even my father knows about Shenmue. It's very interesting to have a game that actually breaks through that like little barrier where your parents are like, oh, what about that? Oh, Shenmue 3 is coming out. And like he knew and was excited. For those of you who don't know, Shenmue is like Yu Suzuki's big open world epic, if you have a very liberal definition of open world nowadays. I'll give more context later on. We are in a village in China. We are looking for this lady's dad. His name is Yuan. She is Shenhua. And we are playing as the perpetually stoic Ryo Hazuki.
He really should, figure out what's, that wound is not healing.
The Band-Aid?
He's got that wound's been there for, 2 games,
He's
right?
had that Band-Aid since 1999.
It's an old Band-Aid.
But we have to talk, I think, to this fella here, Liu.
Oh, damn.
It's all right. Please don't tell me I suddenly froze the
Leo.
game.
Da Tong.
What's with the two of you? Is Wang Shiren around?
We're looking for a man named
I'd
Wang.
like to talk to Shiren.
He left to patrol Long Weishan. It's up ahead. You'll see signs for it.
So, Shenmue is a very stilted, specific sort of game. Mostly what you do is you go around and you try. It's sort of an open-worldly adventure type game, and you try and get clues from people, go to the next person, figure out where you gotta go, and then occasionally there are fights and QuickTime events. This is the game that made QuickTime events a thing, like a name. There was no name for QuickTime events before that, and then this game, and then a lot of people tend to credit Resident Evil 4 as a game that really made QuickTime events popular, especially that knife fight with Krauser. It's just all QuickTime events for an entire sequence.
Shenmue's the game that the nerds played.
Right.
Whereas Resident Evil was the game the jocks played.
That everybody played.
It's a Chad versus Virgin dichotomy.
Yes, a little bit. And so, but it was a big deal at the time. The idea of pushing a button and having all these reactions was different. For complete context, the whole situation with Shenmue is that it was just mind-blowing at the time. The idea that you could walk around, the idea that you could walk into a house and open the fridge, the idea that there were all these areas that at the time were very big, the idea that QuickTime events were a thing that were happening, none of it had been done before. And I assure you, as a person who's slowly becoming an old, irrelevant sack of crap, it was a huge deal at the time. And so a lot of that has remained relatively unchanged for Shenmue 3. Kind of has that same stiltedness to the voice acting, kind of has that loose structure of talk to people, maybe have a fight, maybe do a side job, walk into an arcade, although there's not many arcades around here, but there are little mini games that you can do. That's been the whole structure of Shenmue since 1999.
Yes.
And either you buy into that structure and the corniness, or you don't.
I understand.
I understand. They brought back the original voice actor for this. His name is Corey Marshall, and it's amazing. If you're somebody like me who really loves these games, then this is, in its
practice my 1-inch punch.
entire bit of clumsiness, exactly what you kind of want.
I must practice my 1-inch punch.
Yeah. If you haven't, if you're somebody who's coming into this game now, into this series now, first off, it's going to make no dang sense.
I was going to say, there's a fundamental question of who this game is for.
Yeah, it's for me.
It's for people who paid for this on Kickstarter.
It's 100% for backers. It's 100% for people who, oh whoa. It's not really a 1-inch punch.
That's like a 1.5-foot punch.
There, I got it.
They fundamentally don't understand the premise of the 1-inch punch. It's that you're 1 inch away from the person.
Yes. There you go. Shenmue has always been a game with very odd little mini-games. But it's also been a game where they're like, hey, you can spend a lot of time wasting your day in a hotel or whatever, like just walking around to weird places or going into an arcade. Just layers and layers of strangeness. I wasn't expecting this very random, like, punching game.
I was, but I'm also
Yeah,
psychic.
everybody in chat is right. This is the longest inch ever. His hand they should be doing the thing where he's got his fingers up against the thing, and then
For
he's
the
going,
record, this was a Bruce Lee thing. You put your
hand right on the
if
target.
we had a multi-camera system here,
We're putting our fingers out
putting our fingers out.
like we're pointing with our hands.
Yeah.
And then you go into a punch, barely any room. Bruce Lee and folks could knock the absolute socks off people.
It's true, they did that.
It's really, you can see videos of it where you're like, he's very close, and I don't know if it's going to really hurt anybody. And the answer is yes.
Do you mind if I go on a side tangent?
Go for it.
So I've been looking at, we've been watching this like mother-daughter combo on YouTube.
Sure.
And they are in some kind of tropical location. I think it's called like the Angelic Initiative.
Okay.
And
this really is a tangent.
and it's just because you said it's true.
Oh.
It what'll happen is it'll be the mom will say something very very convoluted about angels and spirits that makes no sense, and then occasionally her daughter will go, "It's true," like once every 2 minutes or so. It's just this like long string of shit, and then it's true. So now every time somebody says it's true, that's what it immediately goes to.
There he is. For a minute, I was like, "Is this the dude?"
Excuse me.
He's petting cows.
It's true.
Or cattle or whatever.
What are you two doing here?
This is Shiren.
There's something I want to ask.
So to give you the whole context on Shenmue's story,
Have you seen any?
in the first game, at the very start, Ryo's father
Yeah.
is murdered by a man named Lan Di, who is looking for something called the Dragon Mirror. It's not really a mirror. It's like a piece of really nice stone jade or something. He runs off. He takes the mirror. Ryo's been chasing him ever since. In the second game, he goes to... by the end of the first game, he goes to China. He arrives in Hong Kong. In the second game, hilarity ensues.
Is there
And by the end of it, he is now in a rural village.
I really respect the like lip logo on the X button.
Yeah. I also really appreciate when it's just switching to new lines and it's like resetting the camera very awkwardly. I think a lot of people are going to be like, this seems like janky weirdness. And that is Shenmue. That's 100% Shenmue.
Yeah, like do y'all ever play Shenmue? Because if not,
So there's a situation that maybe we'll encounter later on in this stream.
you know what it reminds me of, and I said this earlier.
Yes.
Just the way like it reminds me of like a Shaw Brothers movie from like the late 80s.
Yeah.
Like after they had already like a mid 80s like Hong Kong movie or like Police Story, just like the dialogue when it's dubbed in, or you're just like people saying things and then people not responding to those things logically.
Yeah, the way that people talk in this game is very odd. Their voice, it was a little bit more, made more sense in the Dreamcast days when it was still a big deal, again, that we had voice acting and, like, orchestrated music. So just having people talk was amazing.
You know,
but the dialogue doesn't match up completely. Somebody's like, oh, I need to do this thing, and they go, like they repeat each other a lot, but it's, I don't know, we'll get to an example of it.
So it's also interesting because you were saying earlier, like, you know, there is a very specific lineage between Shenmue and the Yakuza series.
Right, so a lot of people who talk about Shenmue nowadays are like, well, why would I play Shenmue when I can play Yakuza? And that's a fair question, because the Yakuza games are some of the best in the industry.
Yeah, that's how I feel, and there's so much of them.
Yeah, and so context for kind of how that comes about, how there's this sort of split between what happens with Shenmue and what Yu Suzuki's doing, and with Yakuza, is that at the end of Shenmue's production, the fellow who makes Yakuza, I can't even talk right now, Yakuza, his name is Nagoshi. he comes in and does spruce up work on Shenmue, and then later on he sort of does his own thing, and that ends up becoming Yakuza.
Hey, Shenhua.
Yeah?
I think we should split up and look for the bookie.
The way that people talk is very odd.
I'll
It's
search from
interesting.
here to the village square.
Everybody looks...
You go from the village square to the next settlement.
Got it.
God, this looks like Dead or Alive
I'll
4.
see you later.
I love it.
It looks like
Yeah.
the way that like backgrounds are rendered, the way that like just the way the art style is done looks like they're about to like
We've
just
had-
slam each other.
We've had someone in our chat really breaking down how the 1-inch punch works, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, to be fair, the 1-inch punch is something that I'm familiar with.
That's what that's what we call an enthusiast.
But my main point of reference for martial arts is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you need to know how a Darce choke is done, like an inverted katakatami, any of that stuff, I can help you out.
You fight people.
I love to. It's
Yeah.
fun. I love to wrestle men.
I know a couple people in New York who fight folks.
It's fun.
Just kind of as a thing they do.
You should do that for fun.
Yeah,
It
if you have
rocks.
a good gym, it's nice.
It frankly rocks to get choked by your homies. Anyway, do that. It's fun.
Been
But-
oddly phrasing things for the last 48 hours on streams.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Just I don't know. Just go do it. It's
yeah,
fun.
somebody in chat says this game looks like how we thought next gen games would look back in 1999. That adding to that,
Oh, he disappeared. Oh,
There's-
there he is.
yeah,
again. Oh,
right?
Wait. Oh, there he is.
that's a very Shenmue thing. There's a certain amount of but there's more lushness here, which sounds like a weird word to say, but there's you would not have had smoke like that, you would not have had trees like that, you would not
No.
have had colors, because the first games are in very urban environments. They're in Wangsha and Yokohama and stuff, which is very different. There's some neighborhoods and then a lot of urban sprawl or small town sprawl. So now that we're finally in an area like this, Shenmue has a very sort of different feel. The first game for a while feels very grimy because you're trying to go to back alley
Sorry.
bars and stuff.
Sorry, I like "Hey there, lad. How about a game?"
Yes.
I really like that. Go on.
A scarred face.
Whoa.
Yes.
This must be the guy.
This is the dude we're looking for. I know this because I played the preview when it came out on the Epic Games Store.
There's something I
Man,
want
that
to
was far
ask.
too close.
So what?
You're not here to play?
I'm looking for someone who's seen those thugs.
Right, that phrase.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
thugs.
That guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
See, it doesn't match up. That's more
Where can
than
I find him?
there's more than one thug.
I'll tell you after we play.
Okay.
Lately, I'm not as good as I used to be. Why don't we let our throws do the talking?
A challenge, huh?
A challenge, huh?
Beat me and I'll tell you. How about it?
So either he wants me to play a mini game or I should replenish my HP.
He looks like the beginning of a Monster Factory character. Like
Yes.
this is when you start really going in on it.
We're gonna make something funny here, Juice. I can't do a McElroy impression.
We're also not going to bite their game.
Yeah.
But shout out.
So you can eat food, and now I guess we're gonna fight. I think he was implying in the dialogue that we were gonna maybe
Tussle.
throw games or play the game that he was playing and gamble to win, but actually we were just gonna fight. Frank
Hey,
Savaldi
Frank.
in chat.
Hey Frank, how you doing?
What was that?
What was that?
Pretty good. So one thing that happens in Shenmue's combat is that you can just assign certain moves to your R2 button. This guy hits hard. Jeez.
I love the typeface in this. I was saying earlier, even the subtitles, though not papyrus, have papyrus adjacent energy.
Yeah, for people who aren't kind of unaware of how that was handled in the Dreamcast game, it was flat out actually papyrus.
Avatar and Shenmue, that's where they
I might lose this. He hits really hard. I just hit him really hard though.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, my block doesn't actually do much, so I'll fight him again in a second.
I'm impressed.
It looks like a 15-year-old game design-wise. That's because it is almost a 20-year-old game design-wise, because very little has
Yeah, Kung Fu's
changed
a little
from
rough.
how it was structured from
Go train at
1999.
Marshall Hall and
I'll beat him up in a
we'll
second.
start over.
Hopefully.
Right. Marshall Hall.
Your kung fu is a little lacking. A lot of items for those of you who maybe played the first Shenmue. Who there's got to be at least one of you in chat, maybe. Some of these
feel like
items.
that's gotta
Some of
be
these
the
items are
case.
from the old games. So that's Nozomi, Shiying, all sorts of folks. And this is the Phoenix mirror. It's not a mirror.
I love items too. Thank you. Someone says,
I'm just gonna eat this black garlic and try and beat this dude up again.
"Yo, black garlic rocks."
That's a very weird old school thing.
Have you ever had black garlic? It rules.
Yeah, it's very good. I just mean in terms of eating a bunch of random food and then fighting a guy.
Hey there.
that makes sense to me.
People should know that originally where some of this was prototyped, like the original Shenmue was thought of as maybe being like a Virtua Fighter RPG,
You're on.
and it was originally being prototyped on the Sega Saturn. You'd actually see footage of that still, the old Shenmue prototype that was on the Saturn. It's really something interesting to watch. I nailed that guy. Oh, I forgot you can see it. His health is in the side right there. He hits way harder than me, but I can still win this.
Do you get
I'll get some story stuff.
I'm
like
saying, does
progression.
Marshall Hall make it so that you're?
Wow, he hits amazingly hard.
He's still got a long way.
So maybe I do go to Marshall Hall. Wow, he
Yes.
hits. I've never seen him. It's so bananas.
I'm impressed.
Aw, too bad, kid.
This is awesome. So I guess we do go back to Marshall Hall.
Fu's not good enough.
That's so funny because when I did this fight in the demo, I guess they probably buffed your character because there is something resembling a progression system in this. So I can go back to Marshall Hall.
Someone's trying to stand for Journeyman Project 4.
Good for them. Real time, real talk, good for them. Let me grab some more food. One of the big things that you could do in the original Shenmue, which is very important, is you could while away your days spending money on capsule toys. It's very important that you do. Interface is a little clunky. Don't want to talk to him. Want to grab
I'm impressed.
Want to grab a capsule toy.
I'll give it a try.
I'll give it a try. It's wonderful that they brought back Corey Marshall for this. I don't have a lot of money. I'm wasting a sizable amount of my non-existent funds, or my barely existent funds, on wonderful capsule toys. Let me tell you though, the idea that you could, I already got that one. This again?
This one is interesting.
This one is interesting. I already
This
got
one
that
is interesting.
I got to spend money on food. And go from there.
That is the Gashapon experience, though.
Yes.
Is spending not a lot of money that you have.
I need food. I'm just gonna grab more garlic. Perfect. And then eat more of it. The idea that garlic is so powerful is like wonderful. Yes. Drinking canned coffee and things in the original Shenmue. That was also a very interesting thing, that you could actually eat something or drink something from a vending machine. It sounds like I have big time boomer energy being like, back in my day it was important to have orchestrated things or whatever else, but yeah, we'll deal with it. I'll deal with the judgment, but I'm gonna go back to Marshall Hall and maybe level up. This is a very niche title. Somebody's talking about some things in chat, and I think either you're interested in this game or you've not been on board with it. I don't know if there's a lot of folks who are as interested in this. It's a big release in the sense that it is essentially the largest, one of the largest Kickstarter games that you could just ever deal that with. Is it officially released in North America yet? I got my Kickstarter copy of it in our newsroom today, like in our
This is a name tag from one of the students here.
mailroom. So good. One way I can level up in this game, I suppose, is to go into here and beat the next student.
Shan-sun. What's a bookie's name doing on one of these cards?
Yeah, Frank Spaldi says, it hasn't sunk in for me yet that this is an actual game that exists and is being played right now.
Was another
It's
who traveled
bananas.
a great distance to
It's
train
very
here.
odd that this is something that
The
exists.
bookie who runs the pail toss game?
Indeed. He even earned the rank of second Dwan at Marshall Hall. I don't know where he went wrong, but he's been reduced to a lowly, ruined bookie now.
I had no idea.
Sadly, his passion and drive left him.
His passion and drive left him. Do we get to fight somebody in a second? I hope so. All right. How do I do this? That's my thing there again.
Excuse me.
Usually you have a couple options to do like a person's unique activity or to ask them questions. In this case,
Which will it be?
I want to spar and hopefully level up.
I love sparring.
Let's fight.
A fight? Very well. At your level, Red Tiger should be a good match.
It's funny that he says level and we can actually literally level up. So you can eventually fight more and more skilled opponents. We don't get to ask people where you can find sailors. That's in the first game. Now it's all like, where can I find this person's father? And like, what's the deal with this magical mirror?
These are questions I have all the time.
I'll show folks that there's actually... So, Dan Reichert, the lovable Dan Reichert over at Giant Bomb, posted on Twitter today this thing where when they first show the fighting tutorial in this game, they go, hey, hit the buttons on your controller and maybe hit the R2 button.
Thank you.
And
Do not get complacent.
it's awesome that it just
Aim
says that.
ever higher.
And
Shout out to Dan.
yeah, but there's actually, so if we go over here, there's actually different books with different skills. The way that you use them is a little different in this game than people who might know the original Shenmue. There was a lot of footwork in those ones. It was like back, forward, blah, blah, blah. It was a little closer to a fighting game. Here it's like L2, square, X, and the double blow is a technique from the first game, right? So I know some of these moves, but they're a little different now. This was taught by an old man named Yamaguchi-san in a park. And this dude was like, your father and I used to drink sake together. I'll teach you the double blow, which was very good.
Is that Johnny Carson?
No, but he had a voice like that.
Here to train?
Yeah, he wasn't like, I heard a very funny thing. What's going on? You know, Ed,
Really great troll today.
You know, Ed,
Really great troll.
Ed, you hear about this kung fu thing?
Wow. He's just doing the whirly-gig tie and got the big...
I'm just trying to say match.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember any of his bits except for like cultural inference.
Can I choose a
I
match or
have
is it
the
just a
perfect
spar?
sparring
So I'll fight
partner
this dude
for
again.
you. This is Red Tiger. You may start.
Oh, yeah.
immediately.
Hear about this, Ed? Hear about this Tai Chi? Because that's a big thing. It's all Kung Fu and Tai and Tai Chi. But
You see that guy who was just like cleaning, that MMA guy that was just like
L2.
absolutely washing? Damn.
I wonder if double
Washing.
blow means to hold this. So let's
Washing
find
Tai
out.
Chi, guys.
There it is.
Absolutely washing him.
So I can do the double blow. It's kind of picky though. There it is. That's the double blow. It's nice to see skills that you remember. One of the big things in Shenmue is all like, keep your friends with you while you're traveling. Remember the people who've made your life important. And I guess one way that happens in these games is by learning techniques and going
Do
into
you wish to keep going?
different places.
I'm
It's
sure you
Shenmue and not Shenmue. I like saying Shenmue.
Come back anytime. I'll be waiting.
So I'll do one more match and see if it might level me up.
Shenmue.
Excuse me.
But I also think they might just have a hard
Here to train?
kind of beefgate to
Have
make sure
come
that
to
you
spar
understand
Or fight one of the
um,
monks? Which
how to
will
do
it
some
be?
fighting. But that guy hits really hard. So I'm going to see if I can do... Your endurance is... I love how it says your endurance is lacking. That's a
So you wish to fight?
very
I
strong
believe
judgment
Black Tiger will give you an appropriate challenge.
to be like, you're. So now we're moving up because we fought Red Tiger. Now we're fighting Black Tiger. And hopefully if we beat him, we'll level up a little bit. We'll go beat up that other guy. Oh, he just headbutted me. Screw you, dude.
The hell,
You can
man?
play Lucky Hit, but I don't know if you can ask anybody to play Lucky Hit yet. That is a reference to the second game where you could take odd jobs, and one of them was running like a, almost like a, it was just a game stand in on the streets of Hong Kong, and it was a game called Lucky Hit. There we go. Why are you fighting? First off, I'm fighting to improve myself and learn some discipline.
It's true.
Rank has been
That's
raised.
true.
Keep up the good work.
And I'm also, the other reason we're fighting a guy is because it's one of those things that happens in games like this where you're like, hey, where are these thieves at? And he's like, I'll tell you if you defeat me.
I wish more
Which
basic interactions happen that way.
That
like,
happens,
just
that
like,
happens a lot in
you're
Shenmue.
just like going to the bodega and you just like, you're like, I'd like a sandwich. And they're like, if you defeat me in armed combat.
It's a very common thing in Shenmue to be like, tell me what I need to know, and have somebody be like, only if you can best me in combat, which is very, very good.
I have to go. You go to the MTA. You go to like
Yeah, you want that
swipe
to
your
happen in
Metro
real life.
card, and they're like, oh, I'll tell you where you go, but only if you can beat me in Jankenpo.
Am I
or,
going to
like,
play
rock,
this
paper, scissors.
to its entirety? Not on stream today, but I am going to play all of it and then write a review for our website. Playing all of this today would be me in a booth for like 20 hours. And as interesting as that would be, right now I have work that I got to do and phone calls I got to take and all sorts of other things.
I have to plan stuff.
So I'm going to buy more food and try and beat that guy again.
Yeah.
One thing I can do is, because elbow assault is not really helping me out, is I can... Well, actually, here's another thing. If you find different herbs or capsule sets, you can actually exchange them for extra skills. So there is a reason to do collecting in this game, as opposed to just, like just getting them for the sake of it. There's actually a little bit of incentive there. Get the intern to play. We don't have an intern right now.
We don't have interns. I think Richard. I think like
Hopefully, I like how they just trust me to pay money for like this garlic, which I'm gonna do. Yeah. And then hopefully we can beat that guy up.
Oh, what I was going to say earlier was, yeah, there was a really good article on a website. I can't remember which one, but it was a sports website. That's all I remember. Anyway, it was about this MMA guy who is just completely bodying and just destroying like Wing Chun and Tai Chi guys, and how it's become an extension of the war between like Chinese nationalism and people.
You know, there's a lot of different focus
I'm
on
looking for
styles
someone
in
who's
these
seen
games,
those
at the very
thugs.
least. Differences between
And I'll tell
certain forms of kung fu and stuff. So it crops up every now and then. This guy hits really hard, though, and I don't understand why this guy hits so hard. It's very, very odd. Oh, I still have elbow assault equipped. Oh, I'm doing much better, actually.
He seems like a misanthrope.
But my block can only last so long. Oh no, he still hits really hard. I can win this, but I just gotta be super careful.
still got a long way.
He's still got a long
So
way.
I gotta wait for him to like make a mistake here. Oh wow, at like 1 health. This is bananas. What year is it at this point in game? It's gotta be like 80,
Oh, too bad.
88 or 89 or something. This is set pretty much in
not
the
good
early
enough.
80s or late 80s,
Go
excuse
train
me.
at Marshall Hall, and we'll start over.
So this is a interesting situation that I've never really had in Shenmue, where it's just, wow, a pretty beefy guy at the start, which is funny because you don't actually do, in the original Shenmue, you don't actually have a big fight like that until very later in the game. It's a lot of quick time events and things like that.
It's gotten so dark.
It's gotten so dark.
It's gotten so
Maybe I
dark.
should head back to Shenhua's house.
I could go back to her house. Or I could try and eat more garlic and beat up this guy.
I mean, that's always a plan. That's what I do every day.
Ryo Hazuki's mouth must smell like crap by now. Also, I like the mental image of him getting beat up and just going to the stand and just grabbing some delicious garlic.
Some roasted, aged garlic.
Everybody's like, "Have you seen Hazuki-san?"
That stuff's expensive. Black garlic's not cheap.
It's true.
It's true.
Black garlic burgers. Stupid black garlic burger. Put it on the board. It's not stupid. It's a Bob's Burger thing. I smelt it so you can doubt it right into my
Hey
mouth.
there!
Beat you up.
I'm looking for someone who's seen those thugs.
Beat me, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I really want this to happen in day-to-day life.
You're on.
There's a way to get money in the village. You can do side jobs at the shop, which I might show off. Screw you.
Not bad.
Yeah, this is going much better.
Yeah.
It is something that's learnable. It's a little
Ooh,
little
nice.
different than it. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it now.
You also got leveled up, I think.
Yeah, the more you use a technique, the stronger it becomes. This could get him right here. Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Wait.
He's got a little bit left. He's got like a dot left.
Oh, I
There
was
you
like, he's got a little bit. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've played Shenmue, obviously, but now you can get into
You're
it.
pretty good.
Not yet.
go. You're pretty good.
Okay.
He is pretty good. He's
I
beating up
think
some
I can
bad
recall
dudes.
Some things now.
So, where can I find someone who saw the thugs?
Oh, right. Witnesses. I heard they gave the bookie running the Flower Bird
Wind and Moon game.
trouble.
Where can I find this person?
I've only seen him when out drinking. Have no idea where he'd be now.
Oh, really?
They would probably be where their game is. There's a couple places where this person could be. I'm not going to go away yet. I spent a lot of money on
Maybe I'll
garlic
talk
beating
to
up
a
that
few
guy.
folks around here.
It's the way it is.
I'm just a little lost right now. That happens in Shenmue a lot. Especially when you're learning a new area. It's a little strange. I think there's a path down here where there's people who play games. Yeah.
I think there's some gamers over here.
This is where they're like, you know, you need tokens to play. He might stop me again. But it could be one of the people at this game.
Excuse me.
This is Lucky Hit.
Hello there.
We could play it. We could play a game of
Here
Lucky
for
Hit.
some lucky hit. This is Circle 1.
But I need weird tokens.
Gamer
There's
blood
something I want to
activated.
ask.
There's something I wanted
I'd
to
like to
ask.
talk to the Flower, Bird, Wind, and Moon bookie.
And just when I thought I had you all to myself. Is something wrong with
Such
me?
such an odd way of
No.
Back
talking.
there.
I see.
Okay, so I am near where I
Hey,
gotta go.
How about some lucky hit? I know you want to.
Wow, they're really.
The cloth fabric on his t-shirt is
Seriously?
like confusing because it's like it's just zoomed in a little too much. It's like so it looks like he's got like
Well, I can if I want to. For you.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's like he's got like it looks like his t-shirt's made out
There
of
you go.
linen.
Now we got the iconic jacket.
I love his iconic jacket.
It's more iconic than Aiden Pierce's iconic hat. So,
He's the original.
you know,
Excuse me.
Yeah, see, it's like he's made out of like pick material. I guess that's how you call that.
yeah, I mean, this is a game definitely made within a
No,
certain
thanks.
budget,
I'd like to talk
right?
about
Even with
I'm
the
not roasting
money.
him. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
no.
it's a cool concept. The idea of like having like it's like
Thanks.
like a t-shirt made out of polo material.
Yeah. So this is the person we're looking for.
Excuse me.
Hey there! Try your hand at Flower Bird, Wind and Moon. Care to try it, handsome?
Mm-mm.
I just have a question.
I just want to know about where the thugs
so
are.
serious, buddy?
Come on, dude.
Is that the Joker?
I hear those thugs cause some trouble.
Those thugs.
You're telling me it was awful.
Like, that is not how you would broach
What
the
happened?
topic of thugs.
I'll tell you all.
You wouldn't just be like,
about it.
yeah, see, everybody wants me to play a thing or to fight them. I think that's partially because this is
The game isn't free.
meant
Buy some
to be
tokens
a
first. I can't believe this.
very
Jeff.
clearly a tutorial area of introducing you to fighting and mini games and a couple other things. I've spent a lot of my money on garlic and pop capsule toys, but I'll spend a little bit more money on their random token games.
Buy some tokens if you want to play.
Man, don't be so aggressive to me.
It's 10 you're on for 100 tokens. How many do you want?
I'll take the minimum. Whoa. There we go. What an interface.
I love the way it zooms in really slowly.
Thank you.
What a powerful
You can
interface.
exchange tokens for prizes, so be sure to head to the
PK.
prize
I'm sorry, I
exchange
forgot
after.
I've never
You
pronounced
can
the word
then take your prizes to
PK
the
out
pawn
loud.
shop and sell 'em.
Wow, they have a really
More
good hustle here
tokens
where they
means
say,
more
hey,
money.
take our money,
Good luck out there.
money for tokens, then you can sell our prizes at the pawn shop, which presumably they're like, hey, they got to deal with the pawn shop, dude. This is it's all different versions of Lucky Hit. Oh, it's so hard to
Excuse me.
do the right thing there.
Hey there.
Do you know where I can find some
Flowerbird, Wind
sailors?
and Moon.
Where are bars
Care
that
to
sailors
try
hang
it,
out at?
handsome?
Care to try it, handsome?
Do you have a moment?
Why so serious, buddy?
There we go.
So there we
What
go.
happened with the thugs?
What happened with the
I'll
thugs?
tell you all about it if you play around. You gotta win, naturally.
You purchased a PS4 for this game. Now, years later, I'm not sure that I'm interested. Why would you buy a
I'll
PS4?
have to collect your bet in
Just for
advance.
this game? That seems...
I respect that. I respect having an arbitrary game that, like,
All right.
So
Which
I
do
just
you
gotta
bet
win.
on, Flowerbird, Wind, or Moon?
Oh, what should I bet on? Oh my god. Flower, wind, bird, or moon? I'm gonna
Earth,
say
Wind, and
bird.
Fire.
This one.
I bet on bird. This is just a game of luck.
Coming in.
Oh, this is a big time hustle.
Yeah, I know. This is like extra rip-off roulette.
Oh man. What are the chances of me even getting the, like, if they should make the first one the one you get, but it won't. I just gotta play until I win. That is a very Shenmue thing.
Win.
Someone
Well,
said the game's music definitely
Too
wants
bad.
me
That one goes
get
to me.
stoned before riding my bike to
for
yoga
another?
later today.
Maybe there's a trick here. Maybe I say wind.
I'll
Maybe it's
have to
always
collect
wind.
your bet in advance.
So we just gotta keep on going until I
Alright.
win.
Which do you bet on? Flowerbird, Wind, or Moon?
Wind. At least with Lucky Hit, I feel like there's some modicum of skill.
Do you remember? Oh God, what is it? Does anyone here ever seen the anime Cyber City Audio?
I know you have because you just said it.
Cyber City Audio 808. You may have know it from like the worst.
Oh my god, please let me win. Oh my god. One off. This is bananas.
You may know it from the YouTube video "The Worst Dub Ever,"
Too bad.
Which
that
is-
one goes to me.
actually the best dub ever.
I actually do think I know what you're talking about.
And it's like somebody's like, well, "You watch out for those vampires out there," and then the person goes,
I can't believe this, Jeff.
They swear a lot
they swear
because it's those early.
hey, I bet you they'll bite your fucking dick off. It's just like something like that, and it's just like the weirdest 90s dub. That's every character in this game has that energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Every character in this game has 90s dub energy, and I love it.
Oh, they might be sending me back to Shenhua's house. Yeah. Yeah, Shenmue does have great music. Very, very good stuff.
God, Cyber City Audio 808 whips ass.
Hey, Shenhua.
Sure.
What is it, Leon?
I don't know how
just
I'll
wanted to
watch it.
thank you.
There's got to be some weird stuff
You fed me
online.
ever since I arrived.
Probably in one whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about that. You're my guest, and a very important one at that.
Thank you, Shenhua.
Besides,
Besides what?
Besides,
I always cook for two. Since I lived with my dad.
we're still trying to find her dad.
Don't
Is
worry,
the big thing
Shenhua.
here.
We'll
And we
get
think
him
the
back.
thugs might be involved, but
I
to get to
know.
the thugs, now I got to talk to the
I'll be
bookie.
cooking for
To
three.
talk to the bookie, I got to win
That
this
you will.
gambling game. It's a whole thing.
I'd like to help out around the house.
You would?
I feel like a freeloader, and that's not how I was raised.
Thank you, Leo.
Just let me know if there's anything
What a
I can
good
do.
guy.
Okay, but,
Anything.
Anything at all.
well, in that case, would you mind trapping some rabbits and pheasants for me?
I've never...
That's such a specific thing to ask.
That's okay. I'm sure there will be other things you can help with.
There's a weird
I'll let you
moment
know.
earlier on when I was playing, and
do.
another guy was like, "Fight me! I'm a master
What is your father like?
of this style." And
Personality, you mean?
Rio went,
Yeah.
"Oh man,
haven't
like,
met him
no,
yet.
not right now."
I also really
It was
respect.
very, very funny.
I also really respect fading to the exact same scene.
Yes.
Yeah, so this happens a lot,
There's a softer
where,
side, too.
especially on scenes where they're
We
walking
used
on the
to sit out
road,
the porch and look at the
where
Oh,
it'll
yeah?
fade out
stars. Mhm.
tons of
Tell
times,
me all sorts of stories
and
about
instead
them.
of just having the character
really
talk while
sweet.
they're walking or
I
something,
loved his stories.
it's very
He
curated.
sounds like a good man.
I hope to meet
soon,
him soon.
You do?
so I can ask him about the Phoenix Mirror and his letter.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Well, I can't wait to introduce you.
Thank you, Shenhua.
Shout out to Shenhua.
You gotta sleep. Definitely a Shenmue game when there's a little cutscene of you putting on your shoes or taking them off.
I want some S3s.
That's great, man. I want some good shoes too. Is this my room right now? No, that's hers. This is my room over here.
Replica Shenmue sneakers.
Well, technically, I think it's her dad's room.
God, that tiger is just comically badly drawn on his
That's
jacket.
so
I
good.
love it.
I love it. Just chucks it.
Ah,
sleeps.
Disrespects.
I might go to the store and ask about an odd job so I can have more money to play this weird gambling game. Once again, a very Shenmue experience. What are you doing? Well, to find the bookie, to find the thugs, to find this person, I'm gonna go to this shop. I think you cut wood for some money there, and then I'll spend that at a weird gambling game. Remember, back in the day, this was like cutting edge concepts for all sorts of stuff.
I love. Someone's saying that he sleeps in jeans. And
Man,
you know what?
yeah, do
yeah,
you.
do it.
Do whatever you gotta do. Like, if you're comfortable with that, go.
I think it's the best way to do it.
It's so funny though, in terms of just
Leo,
small things right
See
now.
you
I'm
later.
like, oh my gosh, this game has color in ways that Shenmue 1 just did not.
This game is in color.
Jobs. I'm gonna go do a job. I'm putting everything into its context. For me, hopefully I enjoy my process through this. Let's talk to you.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What is it?
I hear I can earn some money here.
He's got
If
ET
you're
neck.
chopping, I'm paying.
Chopping wood?
That's
Yeah. Will you do it?
It's a weird way to phrase it. Yeah, I can earn a little bit of money. When you used to practice in the original Shenmue for like combat, he would be like, "Let's get sweaty." Now here it's just a funny, weird game.
Oh. Perfect.
I love this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I love the music, but if you
So
miss,
close.
oh no.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get on a streak, I think the fun music plays.
Yes.
It's a very
I like the idea
Oops.
that it's just like it immediately goes to like synth slap bass. Like
it's so
you're
funny.
just like
This is like a very early Sega type of nonsense thing.
Oops.
oops.
I promise I'll get a little bit better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, once you get going, the music does it. That's so funny to me.
That's
It
it.
just sounds like the Genesis.
That's it.
Oh.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wonder how much money I'll get. It's probably gonna be like, here's like 5 coins.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Oh.
Oh. I like how stiff he is.
I also like the idea that
So
that,
close.
that like that's how people chop wood, is not like
By holding it like way above your head.
by holding it way above your head and then rotating,
rotating.
back and forth until you hit the correct.
Oh no.
Good.
It's very funny to me. I know a lot of people will look at this game and be like, I don't understand. But in my heart of hearts, I feel it.
I guess
You're just
this should
feeling
do it.
that's your truth, you know. You're just
little-
feeling it.
I mean, I was very honest at the start of the stream that this is a game that I backed.
I'm good.
Back before I was a journalist or anything.
The job will be waiting for you.
So I hope that people will understand that writing that I do and coverage that I do will be hopefully put into a context of somebody who has a pretty intense familiarity with the series and kind of what the tone and the feel of the series is, which is a very old school feel. It's just not gonna be anything close to what you get from a modern game.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Buy some tokens if you want to play.
This definitely is the Shenmue experience because I have no idea what we're doing.
How many do you
I
want?
understand it.
Also, the rain is just sort of like a weird filter.
Yeah. There's nothing. It's not like
Nobody's actually like nobody's aware of the rain.
Yeah, it's not splashing on them or
Thank ya.
anything. They're not changing things.
Now it stopped raining.
So, in order to find Shenhua's father, whoa, is that person not there until nighttime? I think so.
You got a nap.
Where are they? Everybody has their like daily schedules. What if I just played some actual Lucky Hit?
It's your
Lucky
turn.
hit. Lucky hit.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some Lucky Hit for a second.
All right. Pick your platform.
Xbox.
I love characters whose like voice does not match what you expect them to sound like.
Oh, this looks like a very familiar board.
Pick your platform.
You betting?
What are you betting? I'm gonna bet 20 of my fun bucks. This is Lucky Hit.
Yeah, it's just like the voice of a Keebler elf going out of it. It's just incorrect voice.
I don't know this board yet, but I swear there's actual sort of skill components to these games, even though they are very random. Oh, there's only 2 win slots on there.
You can't stop now.
You're expecting this guy to be like Hagrid? I'll play one more.
All right.
I mean, it's definitely not like tied. Like how deep your voice is not tied to how you look. But it's just funny that it's like
It'd be very odd if he's like, "You're a winner, Harry." Yeah. So some of them have different odds. So these are like the most generous boards. That's not at all, but it pays out times 11. Let's try the easier
What are
one.
you betting?
what are you betting?
What are you buying?
Shot for fun.
See what we got. Trying to keep it in the center as much as I can. That's really arbitrary. Doesn't look good. Not looking. Oh, Gil's in a pickle, huh? Yeah, no way.
I think it's you know what it is.
This game is just getting serious.
No, is it?
Keep at it.
This voice is very like Cam Clark adjacent.
Yeah, but Cam Clark doing the voice of the pixie from Berserk.
Yes, I'm thinking specifically about the Dreamcast version.
Yeah,
of
I know exactly
Cam
what you're
Clark.
talking about.
That-
You're not talking about solid like Liquid Snake or Leonardo.
No, I'm talking specifically about
Yeah.
was it Puck?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, I have very vivid sense
That's
memories
another-
of the Berserk Dreamcast game, and specifically of Cam Clark's role in that.
I forget. There's a way to skip time and get to the time we exactly need to go. Jump system. Select destination, jump. Usually here. But I might actually have to wait for this goober goob to show up at his table.
Someone's asking if we're enjoying the game.
I mean, I'm having a fun time with it.
I'm having
but,
a fun time watching you
But
play
it's a
it.
very strange experience.
I feel like you have to be in a mood,
yeah.
and the mood for Shenmue,
So I saw somebody on
the Shen mood.
saw somebody on Twitter saying it, and it feels very true to me. It's like liking or hating Shenmue is like both equally valid.
Good timing, bud.
Not in the sense of like all things are relative, but as in you either fit into the flow of what this game is doing or you don't. And there's nothing wrong with not.
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's a Tai Chi master. Oh, cool.
It's big boy season, baby.
Oh, whoa, scared me. There, we did the tornado kick. Wait, it's there we go. Smack him in the face. Boom, boom. So this is a way to level up your techniques. Is why they make you do. It's kind of the reason why you would do this activity is to actually level up. I'm messing it up.
Stop messing it up.
Your different combat techniques.
Stop it. People love putting Simon games in like fighting.
Just like weird.
Yes, it's just like how do you? It's like whenever you like you're playing like a wrestling game, and it's like how do we
camera angle?
How do we approximate the struggle of fighting people? It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe we just like put like make you match analog sticks or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, somebody's saying that they're gonna play mostly to see what happens in the story, and that's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, I like the cadence of how Shenmue games work, but yeah, see, I start to level up a little. But they definitely feel weird in 2019.
I like that was a flow chart.
And Yu Suzuki has said that this isn't even the full story, which boggles my mind because I don't... Like, Shenmue 4 seems like an impossibility, even though this game exists. So I would really like to see Ryo Hazuki beat up Lan Di, but we're probably only going to see Lan Di in very weird spots. Somebody says, I have a question. When you play Shenmue 1 and 2, does it save all the stuff like toys and the items for Shenmue 3? I was about to say the only way that you can play those games is on like Dreamcast and Xbox, but then I remembered that they brought them onto PC and other things. My gut says no.
That would be impressive.
It just doesn't seem like a thing that the game is going to account for.
I mean, it's already not accounting for a bunch. I mean, if they did, that'd be cool, but it's already kind of like just doing its own thing.
I don't want to waste money and get another one of these things. I want SD Ryo on a forklift. That'd be a big get.
Honestly, I would pay for that in real life.
I would too.
With his little tongue out.
Driving a forklift. Yeah. If I get another SD Nozomi, I'm gonna be very upset. Oh, Guzhang. He's a grumpy dude from the first game.
What's this?
He was supposed to come with you to China, and then a terrible, weird gremlin dude named Shai dropped a steel girder on his leg.
That sucks.
Chai talked like this.
Okay.
It was very odd.
You know what? I'm gonna take your word for it.
Ryo was like, give me information. And Chai would be like, I'll tell you if you can prove stronger than me. He was like a weird Yoda gremlin.
But he was dressed like a businessman.
No, he was dressed like a scrubby guy. The businessman was Guzhang.
Oh, I'm sorry. That threw me off for a second. I thought you were talking about the businessman. I was like, that's playing well against type.
Yeah, it'd be very odd. Yeah, I just need this other person to show up so I can play their crappy gambling game. What if I went to Marshall Hall for a minute or two? Look at these things.
I love looking at cows.
I wish there was a pet button. Oh, wow, more? Oh, can I get Sega characters? Probably not. I can get tennis and other things.
Man, I miss
A
Gachapon.
game can't hurt.
Is it a game, really?
I mean, sort of.
It's like getting gum as a game.
Well, I don't know. I saw this thing that was making fun of Gourmet Makes. It was on TikTok, and somebody was doing their version of like making gum. And they were like, I've never had gum before. Tastes like peppermint? I think there's peppermint taste in there. Yep, peppermint. It was a very good impression of, for those of you who know, Bon Appetit.
I respect.
Claire.
Claire rocks.
Claire Saffitz.
Shout out to Claire.
Man, they are so good.
They're really good at what they do.
They have their own weird extended universe at this point.
I aspire to the Bon Appetit experience.
They are very, very good at what they do.
I like that Claire actually is developed her own weird fandom. I feel like Bon Appetit exists in the same place in my brain as like
The running animations.
the knife guy on YouTube.
Oh yeah, he just
And-
makes. He's like, I'm gonna make one out of.
Well, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, well, but he makes them out of the weird materials and
Yeah,
stuff too.
he makes one like I'm gonna make a mushroom knife.
Here to train?
And Almazan
Come to
Kitchen,
spar
who's the
or
guy
fight
in
one of
the.
There's a lot of people on the internet,
Which
of
will it
course,
be?
as you can imagine, with very unique brands.
Like I say, YouTube is a series of guys, and even when they're not guys, they're
You're
spiritually
after a
guys.
fight. Hmm.
It's like oh, it's that
Tiger, a most
Blue Tiger.
formidable
We
opponent.
went from red tiger to black tiger to blue tiger. I'm gonna beat him up. Well, YouTube is some various guys because
It
everybody's
is.
like, "Hey there, guys! Chef boy Fun D here."
it's a series of guys. Every guy has its own thing, and that becomes their thing.
Smacking people with elbow assault is the funniest thing in this game right now, just because it's like, oh, this is another guy who hits really hard. So I guess I'd want to level up some techniques.
I like how he laid down there.
Yeah, look, he hits very hard. Not impossible to beat, but definitely requiring a little bit of finesse. I want to bait him into an attack and back off. So we're both like at one hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, he got the last hit in. That seems like a very common experience, but it doesn't reset my health. So now they're like, oh, you got beat up. Ugh.
Polish your techniques on the wooden dummy.
Who you calling dummy?
Polish your techniques on the wooden dummy.
Yeah, my health is super low, so he'll be like, oh, your endurance is lacking. I'll get back to that.
I've got to eat something.
Ah, same.
Oh, that happens when you're low on health, and then you can't run. Video game. Oh, that's like a video. It's a very video
I've
game
got
ass
to
thing.
eat something.
It's weird.
I like the idea that it's like he's really into self-care. He's just like,
Well,
I should remember to drink water.
At the beginning, they're trying to explain, because it is a different sort of system than what happens in the original Shenmues. There's no need to eat, and it ends up being a lecture from Shenhua being like, you should remember to eat food, and he's like, I will remember to do that, as if he's never eaten food in his life, which is very, very good. Eating food, I don't know what that system is. It was not in Shenmue 1 and 2.
It's just they added Soylent to Shenmue.
I mean, if it was far enough on the timeline, they could add all sorts of stuff. But unfortunately, it's
I don't think it's unfortunate that Soylent is not in Shenmue.
it would be like some weird guy on the street being like, because in this game, it's this guy in the store was like, you should have some viper power or something, which is just fermented viper venom,
Yes.
apparently.
Yes.
And he's like, it's a medicine. And Ryo's like, I see. And I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is.
I respect it.
Seems very dangerous to be like, it will energize you, but it's also poison. But I guess that's Monster Energy drink, in a way.
Yes, except the white ultra sugar-free, which is pure mana from heaven.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's the best one.
We had a bunch of monster drinks on here, me and Tim, when we were doing our Death Stranding spoiler video. And shucks howdy, it tasted very odd.
Myself and my roommates have been my roommate specifically has been getting very much into trying every energy drink.
Oh, garlic's expensive.
Like even a little bit. We've wasted so much energy drink. The worst one I think so far is the birthday cake flavored Bang.
Ah,
So yeah,
I don't even know what that is. It sounds terrible, man.
Bang is the energy drink. So okay,
Ugh.
Bang is
Is this a
like a
phone?
creatine drink, and I think what happened is everyone realized, oh, there's other like weird substances we could add to energy drinks to make people go nuts.
You're not putting any feeling into it.
Oh, I can teach a child how to
Concentrate when you practice.
fight?
I don't think you're supposed to be doing it.
I'm
from
not
the
his
booth.
teacher.
But
Oh boy.
my grandpa
is sick. He sleeps all the time.
I thought I was going to a phone booth.
I don't have any money to buy medicine.
This child has two.
That's a shame.
This child has childlike proportions in a way that's extra troubling.
But I gotta have the whole set. And
He
I'm
looks like a
missing
Cupid
one.
doll.
So I can help this kid by getting the extra capsule set, I guess. That's another Shenmue ass side quest.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Which one are you missing?
The White Lord from the fishing series.
He does have a great idle animation.
He's kind of marching in place. He's a very video game looking child.
But yeah, Bang Energy Drink. It's like a weird creatine drink that is now at every 7-Eleven for some reason. And I don't think people need creatine all the time.
Every part of that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Can I talk to the dude up here?
People are going to get into normal people are going to get into nootropics, and it's going to be sad.
Look at him go. I would tumble and die.
I would fall into the spring of drowned panda and be cursed forever. Not unlike Gendo Saotome.
I would get very hurt doing that.
Shout out to Ranma.
I'm a clumsy child.
I'm also a clumsy child.
Mm-hmm.
Is this guy back?
I don't know. That's one of the problems. Sometimes they're like, they very specifically are like, hey, you can advance the timer to go places, which is a convenience feature that didn't really exist in some of these games. And in this one, it's like, where's this goober?
Where's this weird guy who's just hanging out,
clown.
Goofy ass voice?
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
We just started doing their job.
I could. What is this? Car racing, maybe?
Beetles.
Turtle races, huh?
Turtle.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna race a turtle.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, god damn yes.
Oh, I got so excited.
I'm so pumped to race some turtles.
My goodness, which one should we choose? Donatello?
Which turtle will it be?
Oh, let's do this.
The only way to get rich quick in Bailu.
Is the only way to get rich quick in Bailu. What's the grass doing? It's just jumping up there.
Oh, it's like a lighting thing.
Oh.
I'm gonna choose the green turtle. Oh, come on.
Do it. Come on.
Oh, I have to push a button.
Oh, this is...
Oh, it is like a weird button mashing game. I thought it was just gonna be another random chance game of which turtle is it? Oh, good for you, bud.
I wanted to go into slap base again.
I was not expecting.
Just
Oh, why are they moving so slow on this hill?
Trying to.
Well, that other one's doing it now too.
These turtles need Bang energy drink.
No, that
birthday cake flavored Bang energy drink.
That would absolutely kill them.
I don't know. Turtles live a while. They could use creatine.
Oh, I switched the way I was tapping my buttons and immediately started succeeding. I was using my thumb before, and you don't want to do that for tapping buttons in a video game ever. You want to use your index finger.
Nice, bro. Go again.
Okay.
Whoa, can I cash out some of these chips?
Oh God, I forgot about.
Come back.
There's something called Froze Rose flavored. Cotton candy.
I mean, some of that makes sense because there are rosé flavored kombucha and stuff, which is just like weird pedal stuff or whatever.
I learned it from you. I learned it from the lucrative kombucha market.
Yeah, that real.
Oh yeah. Okay. The other one. Here are the worst ones.
What is this?
Froze Rose, birthday cake bash, champagne, and pina colada.
Oh, these are the maps where to find herbs, and I can sell them. It is a thing in this game.
Is it? I like the totem pole just hanging out there.
I should sell this guy some licorice.
Mr. Tao.
Eh?
Do you know the flower, bird, wind, and moon boogie?
There's one in Joy Park. He said something about opening up shop. Go there and check for yourself.
Got it.
I see.
Thanks a lot.
I will do that.
I see. That's true.
Excuse me.
What is it?
Shop. Sell.
I'll buy a set of herbs from you if you've got them.
He wants the full set. Can I just give you just the licorice? Yes, I can. Doesn't get me a lot. Gets me 8.
Oh, you've got some good
8.
ones here. Come back whenever you've gathered another set.
Let's get more money.
Excuse me.
What is it?
I'd like to help you split some wood.
Now we're talking.
This is so funny.
Now we're talking.
To be like, let me help you with these weird chores. I want to do this again. I just don't know where that person's showing up. This has happened before. I remember in the first game, there's a tattoo artist named Charlie who's connected to a biker gang.
Yes.
I forget what they're called. The Mad Angels. They're not Hell's Angels.
Hell's Satans.
They're the Mad Angels, and you have to go to his tattoo shop, but it only opens at 4,
That's it.
which is a little excessive. And you have to pass the day until 4. Even if you go to his shop, you can't just knock on the door and be like, "Charlie, is that you?" Then you go into the shop and he attacks you.
That's fucked up.
It's very Shenmue.
Mm-hmm.
Then he runs away. You have a chase sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
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 Mm-hmm.
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 That's it.
Good. The way that he rotates is just very funny to me.
I just love that this is not to insult anybody, but like
Yes.
I mean,
do love the idea of waiting like decades for the. You know what I mean? Just
mean-
like it's fair. That's fair. We all have our like our own point of reference for things that we love.
Has this released or is it a review copy? This is my physical copy that I got from Kickstarter.
Yes.
believe it's
So
out
I
there.
believe you can just play it now
That's it.
on various virtual stores.
Mm-hmm.
Or real ones.
We're playing on the PlayStation.
Yes. That's it.
Oh, perfect. Good. Well, near perfect. Better than last time.
Yeah, someone asked why he keeps putting the wood on a different spot every time. Like he really is just making work for himself.
Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to make a
I
game
guess
of it.
this should do it.
Thanks, dude. To chop or don't chop?
I'm good.
No, I'm
I'm
good.
good.
Ain't forcing you to do anything.
You're not?
The job will be waiting for you.
Thanks.
I like the concept that this guy just has an infinite amount of money
Yeah, he's a
and an
ton.
infinite supply of wood. Like,
I mean-
man, I'm just like, I'm cleaning up.
To be fair, he's like one of the only shopkeepers in town. Oh my god. Why is this boogie not here? Who are you?
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
You talking to me?
Oh, I love this guy.
It's a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Oh, want to have a drink with me? It's going on your tab, laddie.
Why does he sound like John DiMaggio?
Seems like you've already had a few.
He sounds like
I'm just having a good time. I'm not drunk.
a little bit like
Who
Bender.
said that?
Got Albert Einstein
What is
here.
that option? Oh, for a minute, like I thought it was giving me an option to be like, yeah, let's go have a drink, bud.
Excuse me.
So many different lucky hit
Hello
boards.
there. Welcome. Care for some lucky hit? This is
Where's the
Circle
bookie, and why isn't he there yet?
There's something I want to ask. I'd like to talk to the flower.
We're running
bird
out of time,
and
friends.
moon bookie.
We are.
And
Might have to
just
do
when I
one more
thought I
fight at
had you
Marshall
all to
Hall and then
myself.
call it for today. I got a
Something
phone
wrong
call
with
to
me?
make in
We all got stuff we
little
gotta
bit
do.
of time.
No.
He
And then
won't
I'll
be back
continue to-
until at least
But it is the
7.
Shenmue experience to
He
just
won't
kind
be
of.
back until
7 on the
7? Oh my
I
god.
could only dream of being so punctual.
I
Well,
don't
at least
dream
somebody
of being
told
punctual.
me. At least somebody
Hey,
told me
How about some lucky
like
hit?
what time this
I
dude
know you want
is
to.
gonna be here.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
I'll come back.
Seriously?
I'll come back. Corey Marshall's definitely gotten better. There are a couple times where he actually has emotions during these sequences, and it's very funny to be like, oh wow, Rio has. Every now
Brett.
and then it slips out. Excuse me. I almost said it sleeps out. But he's also definitely going for the same, somewhat disaffected vibe as before. So he's still doing hello.
Yeah, it would be really weird if he just like decided to like
Yeah, if he was
get
suddenly
like
good.
really well, not even good, just like really emotional. Like that would just be incoherent. Like so, the idea that they are directing for the tone of the series, because like I don't know,
Well,
Shenmue-
because I'm hearing folks like like this gate guard is definitely Johnny Young Bosch, and one of those dudes is Richard Epcar, and they're professional voice actors, but they're definitely hamming it up in that very old school way. So there's definitely some directing going on.
I feel
in the
like
booth.
we're finally coming to terms with kitsch as gamers. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm too optimistic.
My approach to this is it's like a lot of what Shenmue's felt like to me, especially playing this now, is it feels like a stage performance.
Yeah.
More than it feels like something that's encapsulating like the feeling and behaviors of actual people. It's like a very big abstraction of a space or of like a village. Not in that same way, not in the Red Dead Redemption way of here's a Westworld fun town for you to go through, but something adjacent to that.
People in video games act like, I don't know, in like Murder She Wrote or like in Next Gen when like they do an episode where they go into a video game and like people have to act. You know, they're like,
Is that all you're made of?
Just gonna keep on baiting him into attacks.
That won't work.
Oh, you butthead! But elbow salt is very powerful against him because I have like a level 10 version.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
That tickles. Don't make me laugh.
Oh no. Oh good, I'm doing better this time.
Simple opponent.
There we go. It feels like a cheat button to just have this powerful elbow attack. So I'm getting better at the fighting. It's very weird. I did defeat Blue Tiger.
It's true. That's true.
Without objection.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Richard Epcar,
But
100%.
this is not the end. Far from it.
Am I doing a full game run tonight? What kind of psychopath do you people think I am? I'm playing this for review, but I'm not going to play for 20 hours on stream for everybody's enjoyment. I will die. I also have to go to work tomorrow.
That would be cool. Thank you, Retro Gaming Denmark.
Yeah.
We will attempt to.
It just seems bananas bonkers. I would love to, but also all my coworkers would be like, Heather, you need to sleep. Heather, you need to eat.
We would tell you to take care of yourself because that seems like, this exposing yourself to that much like that much Shenmue in one go seems unhealthy.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna end it today. Here's a
believe
nice
so.
little vista to end it on.
I love a Vista.
I thought I streamed from work as part of your job. I am. I'm in the office right now, but I also have to write pieces and talk to sources every day about stuff and all sorts of things.
We got stuff to do.
Yeah. I have to make a phone call in a bit. So this is it. This is Shenmue 3. I know a lot of people are going to be like, I don't get it. Somebody just got here and says, hey, I just got to the stream. Are you enjoying the game? Yeah, it's my brand of bullshit. But unfortunately, we have to end the stream. So thank you all very much, friends, and we will see you all on the flip side or whatever our new catchphrase is. See ya.
Goodbye, gamers.